So recently, Dive has been struggling quite a bit. We've entered a poke meta. We were just hit badly with the patch notes. Black Cat and Daredevil were both put in wheelchairs. Brawl is getting stronger. Cyclops is hit scan, except his shots have a massive hitbox, so if you've got decent aim, it's impossible to miss headshots. But we can still do well. In a poke meta, we thrive. So this is our time to strike. And today I'm going to try and make you better at dive. So here are some common miscomplaints. Tanks aren't pushing. So if you're running dive comp, the tanks will be flanking. Either that or you have decided to dive someone while they are still, while the rest of your team is still poking someone. Which means the whole team's looking at you. Trading isn't worth it. You are playing a play style with high mobility, and most of the time they have dashes. You will get back to point much faster than they will. I'm not being healed. You are playing healer. No, oh my god. You're playing dive. You are in their backline. The healers aren't going to reach you from that far away. Unless they add Anna to the game from Overwatch. But, actually that might happen. So here's the first thing I suggest is health pack reading. What you're going to do is you're going to take a little bit of chip damage while both teams are poking at each other. And this will allow you to then take a health pack and literally just you then push to someone who is likely to run for the health packs. They then have no health packs because you took them all. You kill that guy. This is really good, even if it kind of sounds like throwing if you're willingly taking chip damage. The next thing is, I know it sounds good, and I have a bad habit of this. If it is the last team fight, and you've already portaled, but you've died and the fight's still going on, and they're about to cap, then don't go a dive player, like who has no team fight sustainability. Like, I often, if I'm not playing Spider-Man, swap to Spider-Man and just try to get their quitch, which most of the time is to stall. But then we're down a player for the last team fight. And that's not very good. Another thing, before I explain this next part, you have to know what normally takes place during a team fight. What normally happens is, so there's the poke phase, which is where both teams are shooting at each other from a distance. There's the walk phase, which is where both teams walk up to each other. And then there's the actual team fight, which is when both teams are brawling. And during the poke phase, dive and is very bad. And during the fight phase, they're very bad. But the walk phase, they are best. Because you can pretty much just skip the whole walk. Sorry. By just flanking. And this is surprisingly broken. Because, say you run split comp, you have both healers, 1 DPS. Like, you'd have, I don't know, both healers, Bucky, Strange or something, for example. And then you'd have Spider-Man, Venom, I guess. While Bucky, Strange, and both healers are poking, the other team, it's a 6v4. However, Spider-Man, Venom are flanking, and Spider-Man, Venom's broken combo. They pretty much always get a couple kills. So you get picks. And preferably you'd get picks on the support. DPS is useless most of the time unless they're popping off. Which, if they're playing hit scan, they probably are. Don't even go for tanks unless you're playing Iron Fist, who does percentage damage. Or Wolverine, and you're diving on him for some reason. But I guess you could dive on Wolverine, but it's not great. Another good thing is in between team fights, you're going to set yourself up for the next dive you make. So you might go to one spot to actually kill people, like to get ready to kill them. Like you might, so say you're playing Central Park and you're in defense. There's the, like the small house before, like the first thing they walk through point. You might set yourself up by standing on the roof of that because you're playing dive, so you can get to most places quite easily with your mobility, for example. And this allows you to do much better because most of the time they'll walk right past you, giving you free access to the back line and having to do almost nothing. Another good thing, and this is like the secret sauce to dive, is every map on defense and attack actually has a kill zone where if anyone tries to push to that kill zone without killing everyone else first, will get absolutely deleted by all 6 people. And this doesn't matter what rank you are in, because if you're in bronze players see player walk forward. Bronze players shoot player who walk forward. It's very simple. So all 6 people do that, they get annihilated. Each role will have a different spot on this, and each time, each map will have a different spot on this. But it's very broken if you camp around that spot. And to be honest, it's broken if you camp around any spot, to be honest, that is out of position. Another thing is you should never walk through main. Like, you're so fast. You probably, if you're playing someone, like you could just play Psylocke or Black Cat, pop invisibility to get through main, and then you're in a flank. And then you just have free access to the back line. Believe it or not, flanking is just everything with dive. There's not really a wonder why. We all know why. Sorry, I'm having to think this off the top of my head. I have no idea what I'm talking about. It is okay to brawl. You don't always want to, but say a lot of the time I find that sometimes I play like Spider-Man. It is okay to just double jump down slam the whole team fight, maybe add an uppercut, maybe a couple punches. And And that way you're not very easy to hit. And if you've got a decent source of healing, you will do well. And another thing, this is my best piece of advice for you. Get yourself a good dive duo. It will change everything. Like, if you're playing dive DPS, they play dive tank, and you will just do so much better. And that's it. This is roughly the end of this video. So goodbye.